Hi everyone, so I'm back with another video, and this is a long awaited video. A lot of you guys are asking me to make this video, and I have put it off for several months, weeks now, but I'm back, and yeah, I'm ready to talk about my transfer from Army to Air Force, which is green to blue. This is going to be Army National Guard to Air National Guard. So I don't know anything about Army full-time to Air Guard part-time, Army part-time to Air Guard full-time. I don't know anything about that, but I'm going to be telling you guys the process that I went through Army National Guard to Air National Guard. So I'm just going to give you guys a heads up if you guys are wanting to do otherwise. So the first steps that I went through was I went to an Air Guard recruiter. I spoke with him and I told him that I wanted to transfer, and he told me to choose an AFSC, which is a job in Army term. It's called a MOS, an MOS. So it's a job. So basically choose a job. So I chose personnel. In the Army, I was unit supply specialist, and in the Air Force, I am personnel. So obviously I have to go back to tech school because I have to learn everything about personnel. And so if I were wanting to transfer as a unit supply specialist from Army to Air Force, so basically keeping my same job, I wouldn't have to go back to tech school, but I don't want to do that. But this is not with every job. Like if you're military police in the Army and you're wanting to do military police in the Air Force, I don't know if you have to go to school or not. You would just have to talk to your recruiter and ask to make sure. And your recruiter is gonna make sure that you actually have a slot in the base that you are wanting to work at. So if you want to do personnel and there's no slot for personnel, you may want to change your job. So it just depends on the empty slots that are available at the base that you're wanting to work at. Okay, so after you choose a job, your recruiter will give you a conditional release form. A conditional release form is basically saying that the Army is allowing you to transfer to the Air National Guard, which this process is a little easier because I'm from Alabama, and the Alabama Army National Guard and the Alabama Air National Guard is basically the same thing. So the process was a little bit easier for me. So after he gives you the conditional release form, you will go to your chain of command in the Army side and ask them and tell them that you are wanting to transfer. Then you will give the conditional release form to your admin or personnel person, and he will give it to the commander. The commander then goes up to you and asks you, well, I don't know if this is gonna be your case, but my commander did this to me. He came up to me and asked me why I wanted to transfer, and make sure you have a good reason why you want to transfer. Don't just say I want to transfer because I don't like the Army at all. Don't say that. Have a good reasoning. My reasoning was it's beneficial for my future career, and it goes along with school, and yeah, just figure out a good reasoning for you to transfer. And you should actually have a good reason to transfer. Don't just say don't just transfer just because you don't like the Army, you don't like being in the field, which that's actually why I transfer. I don't like being in the field all the time. Every time I go to drill, we go to the field, we play in the dirt like way too much, and in the Air Force that's not the case. But of course, in your head you know that if you were to get deployed you have to do that. So but my husband and I are both in the military. He's in the Air Force whenever I was in the Army. Now we're both in the Air Force, obviously, but he was having a great time whenever we would go to annual training, and I would be under the stars eating MREs, sleeping on a cot, when he would be in a hotel eating a whole Chinese buffet or just good food and getting paid extra, blah blah blah. Anyway, Okay, so yes, so right, and my commander actually asked me to write a letter concerning why I wanted to transfer. So basically, after I gave him my reason why I wanted to transfer, he told me to put it on paper. And so whenever, if your commander asks you to do that, make sure, like I said, have a good reasoning, write a good letter, make sure actually make sure that it's convincing. So after that, after your commander approves, he will sign it and send it to battalion. This process is probably one of the longest process from commander to battalion, because it takes a while for them to get the conditional release form. And after your commander signs it, you're pretty much good to go. Okay guys, so after your commander approves it and signs it, will go to battalion. After your battalion approves it and sign it, it will go back to you. It will go back to your admin, and your admin will give it back to you. After that, everything is basically done. Then you will give the conditional release form back to your Air Force recruiter, and he will swear you in at that point, and you're basically completed every process there is to do. So after you're sworn in, you can already start drilling with the Air Force National Guard, and you will get your new uniform, and it's just an exciting moment at that point. And I love the Air Force. I made a really good decision transferring from Army to the Air Force. I know a lot of people that were in the Army as well, and after the contract was over, they get out, and then later on they realize that the benefits are so good in the military that they want to come back, and they eventually come back, but they sign up for the Air Force this time. So just a little heads up, if your contract is over and you think you hate the military and you don't like all the job that you're doing, try considering other branches. Do some research, and yeah, don't completely end your career just because you had a poor experience in this certain branch. Open your mind to other things, because the benefits are excellent. Saying all that, now that I'm in the Air Force, I love everything about it. I love going to work. I love being in the environment that I am. I love all my co-workers. So I did a really great job with this decision to transfer. So I think, oh, by the way, whenever I transferred, I had 3 years left in my Army contract. By the way, I completely forgot to mention this. You have to, whenever you transfer, you have to have at least 5 years left in your contract. If not, like for example, in my case, I had 3 years left in my contract, and I need 2 more. So basically, whenever I transferred, I had that 3, and then I signed up for another 2 years. So now my contract is extended to 5 years. So keep that in mind. If your contract is ending, maybe it's better for you to end your contract and then re-sign up for the Air Force. Or if you have a long way to go with your contract, go ahead and talk to your recruiter. But I mean, regardless of any situation that you may have, go ahead and talk to your recruiter, because he will lead you to the road that you need to take, and the process and the things that you need to know. He will just know a lot better than I do. So yeah, that's basically, thank you guys for watching this video. And for those of you who have been waiting for this video, here it is. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will be more than happy to answer them for you, and any video suggestions that you guys have in mind. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.